All right, ready to go.
Cool. Excellent. All right, guys, so there's a photo of me. So I'll be calling the shots today, just letting you know what's going on in our office, our marketplace, our community, what's going on with COVID, and let's start running through it. COVID update. Now, is it just my screen that it's not clear on, or are you guys all the same? Hopefully, you guys can make out what that says. To be honest, none of us really understand what any of it means anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. But apparently, we're about to enter into the orange tier soon, which is pretty exciting because that should mean that businesses should start opening up at a larger capacity. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Dale will come to us with an update shortly on broker news about being able to do open houses again.
Yeah, I'm looking into that.
Excellent, because I know that's a lot of people asking me all the time, Dale. So if we can find out about that, that's excellent.
I have a call into the board, Simon, to find out when we can start doing them.
Perfect, because I don't know how much you guys know about me, but that's how I made all my money I made from doing open houses. So I'm a big fan of them. So it looks like we're in the red right now, but it looks like we should be entering into the orange, hopefully within the next week, which will just make things a lot easier for us in our lives. And I know also with the vaccinations that are out there right now, if you're interested in getting them, they're opening up to a different age group now. I know I registered the other day, now that I'm eligible for it. So there's a lot of good things coming our way. Looks like the most scary times are done and dusted, so we can hopefully move forward and go back to what used to be called normal. Let's go to the next slide.
Simon, I just wanted to say that I did speak to the mayor last night, and she says that the police department is not going to go after agents holding open houses.
Ooh, that's huge.
So if you guys want to hold open houses, there's actually nobody stopping you. You just may not get a lot of people, and there may be some people that feel it's inappropriate, but that's, you're always going to get people like that.
What about, how does the MLS fall into that? Could MLS issue a citation?
No, they won't issue a citation. They would just not put your open house into the MLS app. Before, we used to be able to put open houses into the MLS. The MLS is still not allowing it, but the city of Irvine is not going to stop you if you have an open house.
That is huge news, guys. Huge news. Because, Irvine's a massive walking neighborhood. People are walking out. If you've got a board out there that says open house, more than likely they're going to stop in and have a sticky beak. That's a potential client coming your way. So let's talk tech. And now I'm going to flip over to Sky. You're on mute. What are you doing?
It's not working now. I can't talk. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's talk tech real quick. For those of you that have been a part of the 66-day command challenge, I am keeping track of where you guys are at with that. So make sure you're putting on your Excel spreadsheet the days that you complete your task, because I am trying to follow along with where you're at in the process. So if you have any questions or anything, then we can tackle that. On Thursdays, I will be having like a tech corner. It's every Thursday at 12 for about like 40 minutes or so. I'll be on a Zoom, so just hop on. We can go over whatever you need about any tech related thing. If you're in the 66-day command challenge, that's a great day to hop on to ask any questions, to get clarification on any steps that you were on or having trouble with. But yeah, so Thursdays is when that is at 12 o'clock. I'll put the Zoom link in the chat, and then I'll also send an email to everybody in case you guys want to put that on your calendar. And then if you're still interested in joining the 66 command challenge, just let me know and I can get you all the information for that too.
That's awesome news, guys. I don't know how much you guys know about command and how it works. I'm not the best at it myself. I'm learning. In fact, Sky, I might get you to send me the link. I'm going to jump on it as well, actually. I'd like to learn more. But everything I hear coming out of command is it's got great resources. It's got great tools that are going to aid you in your CRM and your follow-up, in your drip campaigns, in marketing. So, take advantage of the amazing resource known as Sky and let her help you grow your business. That's awesome. There's the 66-day challenge. We got some birthdays this week. Russell, I don't know if he's on the call. I think he is. Russell's birthday. We got Michael Shalabi, We've got Ashley Han, which is in a couple of days, as well as Michael. We've got Andrew Quack. Sorry if I say names wrong. I have an accent too, so it makes it more fun. And Nina's birthday.
Nina.
Dale, you're in trouble, buddy. You're in trouble. So some birthdays this week. Now, congratulations. We got some closings here. So we got Ashley Han had 2 closings, and Michael May had 2 closings. We've got Hannah Park had a closing. Joey Finro. Christian. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Theodananis. I'm sorry.
This is Thoreen Darnus. They forgot
Thoreen
the
Darnus.
hyphenated.
Thoreen Darnus. Okay, sorry. I apologize, Christian. Stephanie Zhang, Miles Zhao, and Brad Dahasi? Desi. Again, I want to be honest with you guys, and Dale might be able to attest to this. We pronounce names differently in different countries. So sorry if I'm going back to what I know. I don't know how to pronounce them correctly here, so I apologize. But that's some great sales there, guys. It's excellent news. Great news.
Simon and I were talking this morning about Jenny having something going into escrow too. So
that's going to come up. So I saw in the slide. So let's not
good.
reveal all our secrets yet. Just listed. 294 Lemon, apartment or unit number 53 in Irvine by Lucy Liu for $515,000. Can't see too many more photos, but it looks like a great listing here in Irvine. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2.5 bathroom. I said sorry. Now this is the one we're talking about, Sky. 201 Excursion. I've got a little funny story that goes with this. So Jenny is one of my coaching clients that I working very closely with. We were actually debating if we put the price too high when we listed it. There's no other comps in the area that showed anything over 600. So we came in quite aggressively with a high price of 648. I can't tell you what it's gone into escrow today for, but it went over 700.
Yeah. There's no such thing as too high.
Right? There is not. In this market, things are happening that are crazy and shocking everyone. I've been doing this for 20 years, not as long as Dale, but still every day I find that, what the market does is treats it differently to how I perceive it to be. So Jenny, great, her first ever listing, her first property going into escrow today. I'm really proud of her. She did a great job on that one. She had over 25 offers received in a day. Insane. And the contingent and the offer that we got accepted was no contingencies. So clean deal. She's going to get paid out on that in 25-day close. Next one. We got 39 Florimar, unit number 11 in Rancho Santa Margarita by Joey Finro. 599 is the price. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom. That should fly. That's a good price for that. That should absolutely fly. Okay, next. 380 West Wilson Street, unit E101. That's a fun one. Costa Mesa by Yong Lee. It's listed for 689, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Again, Costa Mesa is a very hot suburb as well right now. It's surging over there. Great value. Okay, next. Oh, skipped one. Go back. No. Oh.
Maybe it's the next one.
Yeah, okay. The 26102 Arcata Road, or Drive, sorry, Mission Vallejo. I always say Vallejo wrong. Sorry, guys. That's how I say it. 926591, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 849, listed by the man himself, Fred said. And that's a good one too. Got some good listings coming on right now.
Mission Viejo, son.
Yeah.
Mission Viejo.
It's like I used to live in La Jolla. That's the one I saw before. 380 Magnolia Street, Costa Mesa. Also, Fred said. These are in great spot of Costa Mesa there. I think this is east side Costa Mesa. This one, Magnolia. 999,900. Should definitely crack over $1 million on that one.
Yes, it is. How can I help?
We've got 4361 Bermuda Circle in Irvine by Ryan McMillan, listed at 988,800. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I'm sure these are going to be all done. But by next week, I'm sure we'll be reporting these as going into escrow, no doubt. Next one again. This is a beautiful home. 106 Lanson in Irvine. 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom. 3,580,000 listed by Sonia Park. Phenomenal listing. You guys, now that we found it from Dale, you can do open houses. You guys should reach out to these agents and see if you can, if they're showing it, and if they're not, maybe you offer to show it, or go along and check out these properties. phenomenal knowledge to be able to know what's going on in your marketplace. And we have the listings in our own office. It's a great resource. 33 Basilia in Irvine by Matthew Inglis. I hope I said that right as well. 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, listed for 838,800. Seeing a bit of a trend here, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed it. There's a lot of 800s in numbers here we're selling these days. But again, that's a great listing also in Irvine here as well. 11 Lucadia in Irvine by Matthew Inglis as well. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 648,800. Looks like there's a corner unit here, which looks under that green belt. So phenomenal opportunity there for somebody. 21 Early Light. Is that what LGT means? Light? Anybody? Yeah, cool. In Irvine by Miles Zhao, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,698,000 only. Great property there in Irvine. We got another one by Michael May, 112 Newell in Irvine. That looks like it's in the Great Park community by the looks of things. I'm not sure 100%, but looks like it. 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom, 950. Again, Great Park's flying right now at the door. Properties are selling in a couple of days, so I'm sure that'll be sold by next week. 12 Coralwind, Elisa Vallejo, another one, like I say, Dale, Vallejo, by Yao Li. And that is listed for 999, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. 201 Avienda, Mallorca, Unit F in Laguna Woods by Elizabeth Coe. Hopefully I said that right. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 449,500. Beautiful little condo there. State of the market. Breaking news. Let's go. So there's a lot you can see here, right? Like what Brett always says every week, you can't rely on Orange County as the proof of what's happening in our micro market of Irvine. There's a big variance in numbers here. You're seeing the new listings that came on the market in Orange County are actually down 4.3%, but Irvine is actually up 16.7%. And we saw that just then by all our new listings that have just come on the market. Interesting thing though, if you look down 2 lines, pending sales are absolutely surging in Irvine, 35.6% up on the previous week, as opposed to Orange County at 14.3. And then again, closed transactions. Now you're going to start to see that number start to increase over the next several months, I would say, because you can see the flow-on effect from new listings to going to pending to going to close. So we're going to see a great couple of months ahead of us of you guys making some serious money, which is excellent. The month's supply. It's horrible to look at this. It makes me upset because we all need business, but you're looking at a 34.6% drop in month's supply right now in Irvine, particularly 36.4 in Orange County overall. Obviously, it's no secret to all of us. The listings are very short right now. So, great job on you guys for listing and being a listing office. You guys, I don't know how much you guys know about me, but I go to a lot of offices. I work with a lot of offices. And I don't see anywhere near the numbers that this office produces, anywhere from LA to San Diego to Riverside. This is a very impressive office as far as what we list and what we convert to sales.
Simon, this actually, as much as we're getting all these listings, this is going to be a trend for the next 60 days. It's normal for this time of year, April and May, to be when majority of the listings come on. What's different is that they're being absorbed as soon as they come on right now. And that's why you're absolutely right. In about 60 days, we're going to see the closings really mad up.
Absolutely.
So, if you have buyers, be ready because majority of the inventory is going to be coming on in the next 60 days.
And I will say this, using Jenny Pake's listing as an example, we received, like I said, 25 offers odd, and we ended up taking an offer who had a lot of contingencies in their offer, but we actually asked them, if you want to be competitive and you want to secure this property, we are looking at a cash offer that's slightly below you with no contingencies. Could you remove yours? And they did, because they didn't want to lose out. So if you've got buyers, like Dale says, have them absolutely ready to jump on that property immediately. Otherwise, they will unfortunately miss out. You've got to be aggressive and you've got to have all your ducks in a line.
And usually that's when the buyers are the most negotiable during the negotiation process. Once you're in escrow, they don't tend to be quite so flexible because they have a contract. So we're doing exactly the same thing, Simon. We're looking at the best offers, and if they have contingencies, we're going back and saying, hey, look, you need to remove this because the other person, and it's amazing how flexible these buyers are because they just want to get their foot in the door.
Correct. I've got a buyer right now who's buying in San Diego. They're in Palo Alto, up in Northern California. We made an offer today. We're waiting for an answer today. They've never seen the property. They removed all contingencies, and we came in 50 grand over asking. And that's because, and I said to them, it's a big risk. And they said, we want it. We just want to get something. We've missed out on so many. So absolutely, Dale,
we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing, even on the first day, they're coming in 50, 100,000 over. They're not even coming in at asking price because they've lost so many properties in the past. They don't want to take the chance, which is absolutely amazing.
I call that the convenience fee.
There you go.
Simon,
I'm glad you're seeing that as well, Dale.
Yeah, we're seeing that.
Simon, can I chime in? Yeah, one other thing that I'm seeing, guys, is I'm getting a lot of calls from agents on the buy side. They want to know what the title fees are for the seller. And another thing they're doing is they're paying for the seller's closing costs also to get a foot in the door.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, so they're calling me on that and wanting to know what the title fees are on the seller side. So they're actually going ahead and paying for the seller's title fees also. So that could be an avenue for you also if you really want that property bad enough.
Wow.
Hey, Jeff, do you have like a spreadsheet showing what it would cost on a per dollar rate on what their fees would be?
We do have that. We have a calculator right on my website that they can go to anytime also.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I encourage you guys doing that. That's a great tool. Actually, I hadn't thought about that myself. And normally you go straight towards escrow fees, but not title. So that's a great option to have up your sleeve. Good point, Jeff. Thank you.
No problem.
Let's hit the next slide, Sky. Wow. That's upsetting to see this, isn't it? Look how many active listings we've got. We are so low. This is Dale, let me ask you,
Sure.
You've been doing this for 36 years? Okay, correct. I'm just checking you knew. Have you ever seen it this low?
Yeah, there was only one time for 1 week in 2004 when we were down to 6 listings in Woodbridge. Last week we were at 8, and then 5 came on. They got absorbed immediately. Today we're at 10. But the difference was at that time was when it was 103% mortgages, 100% stated income. These buyers are very different. I mean, 75% of the homes we're selling are cash. And in this market, a 20% down buyer is a weak buyer because the property's not going to appraise. So It's a very different market as far as the strength of the buyers is concerned. And remember, for the last 9 years, they've been building up equity in their homes. So they've got a big down payment. So it's very different that way. It's a very solid market. It's not going to collapse like the one we had in 2006.
I agree with you on that.
Dale, when you started way back when, there's only maybe 500 homes in Irvine, wasn't there?
Something like that.
And he owned 400.
You were still going to kindergarten, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting to note. The point that Dale made, you're not going to see the same effects as the last crash. I 100% agree. Whilst I wasn't in this country at the time, I actually launched one of the most prestigious buildings in the country of Australia on the day Lehman Brothers folded. So I know the pain you go through when a market crashes. But it's interesting to see that we are so low down. And like Dale said, I don't know where these guys are getting so much cash from. Maybe because they haven't been able to eat in restaurants for a year or something. I don't know. But there's a lot of cash out there, and it's local cash. I don't know if you're seeing that, Dale, but it's not coming from overseas. It's local cash that's already here. Interesting point as well. I don't know if you guys read it. There's an article that the Inman News posted on Friday last week. You can now get a mortgage with Bitcoin. They have not worked out how you're going to make the payments, but you can literally now get a loan on a property in Bitcoin. So these are times are changing. These are a sign of the times changing, I should say. So we need to adapt, pivot, or whatever you want to call it, but you need to be open to different ways of doing business because the market is crazy right now. Let's hit the next slide. Oh, this is fun. This is where I get to tell you guys how to be a professional. Let's go. I think, there you go. So interesting point. The difference between a high producer and a no producer is your systems and skills. The two most common important skills in sales is lead gen and lead conversion. Now, I somewhat agree with that. I somewhat disagree. You have to create your own leads, but you have to follow up and you have to convert. That's the biggest part of it, obviously. And that comes from you actually doing something by getting on the phone, door knocking them, emailing them, DMing them on social media. But a lead gen will only get you so far. You've got to convert it. And how to convert it? Well, I'm happy to share some skills with you at a later time or do a course with you, a class. But it's very important. That's why you're seeing these powerhouse agents convert leads so effectively and well. It's because they have a system. Just like the point before, systems and your skill set. Now, your skill set will develop over time once you learn to adapt your system. Trying to be everything to everyone, everywhere doesn't scale. I can be living proof of that. When I first started, I tried to do too many areas and I tried to cover too large a territory. And I was so widely strung that I wasn't focusing enough on my key area and I lost business. Same for you. We talk about this a lot. We are in Irvine, the mecca of Orange County. We need to focus on Irvine. Whilst there's no listing, there is enough business for all of us to make a handsome living, live just in Irvine. Irvine's one of the biggest cities on the West Coast. It's a huge geographical landmass. It's massive. We've got plenty of space. So if you all pick up on one location and focus on it, there's absolutely no chance of you failing. As long as you have a system, you stick with it and you follow through with it. But when you start the whole I'm a California agent does work when you're getting referrals and you're referring them out. But when you have to show a property in LA, then you've got to get to San Diego, then you've got to get back up to Lake Forest in the afternoon. You just physically can't do it. So, I strongly agree and recommend that you focus on a micro market and become that, take it as your niche. Look at Dale, focuses very highly on the Woodbridge area. He's known in that area. Everyone, if they don't know who Dale is, they've been living under a rock.
Simon, and I was going to add to exactly what you're saying is, many agents come to me and say, well, I want to farm this and I want to farm this and I want to farm, and then they spread themselves too thin. And I started with 250 little condos, which I wanted, big houses. But my manager said, no, learn how to farm in this area. Once you've perfected it, then you can spread yourself out. If you spread yourself too thin, then you never learn to perfect the art of farming.
Right.
So it comes very much so in the whole farming aspect of perfect something small and then expand on it.
Absolutely. And that's going to give you confidence in yourself, in your skill set. And when you deliver news to other people, well, I focus very highly on this tract. Maybe it's West Park, for example. You say, I nailed West Park. I know every home. I know every street. I know every seller. I know their dogs, their cats, their kids. I know what schools. I know what time there's a soccer game on or a baseball game on. If you have that knowledge, you will be the best in that area. People will always come and give you business. I know when I'm thinking title and I see Jeff up there, I know Jeff knows. He's been here long enough. He focuses very heavily on his area. And that's why I know if I need advice on something particular that he works on, I'm going to get the best answer and the best result. Same as if I go down to Benny, if I want finance updates, he's got the news. He knows what's going on. I'm not the area expert on that. He focuses very heavily on that subject. So, I would expect that he knows everything, and he does. And that's only going to make him look like a rock star when I'm promoting him. Hey, Benny, by the way. So understand your ICA. You guys know what ICA is? Ideal Client Avatar. Who is your tribe? Who is your posse? Who is your center of influence? Who are you going to when you're in trouble? Think about if you're in a situation where you need to make some money, who are your people you could go to that you could rely on to give you some source of business, whether it be a lease, a rent, a commercial, industrial, residential, purchase or sale. Who could get you fed? Think about who your ideal avatar would be. You must focus on a primary market. We just spoke about that. Understand the modern consumer's journey. I went on a listing presentation yesterday, and this lady had a room, and I won't go into too much detail, but Dale knows a little bit about it. She had a room dedicated to 9/11, and she was telling me about another agency that went through that property last week, and I was actually in tears, crying. It was a very emotional journey. Now that customer, she flew over to New York and helped all the fire brigade and all the emergency services when 9/11 took. She sold her business and went out there. And she said the other office that came through last week didn't even care. And for her, that's a major part of her journey. So I can contest and say that you got to understand your seller or buyer's needs and understand their journey, because at the end of the day, we are the conduit, right? And if we can have that free flowing water going through, then the deal will be done. But if you don't understand what's going on, the journey's not going to finish, and you're going to end up without a listing or a sale. So very important. Understand your client's journey and listen to them. Listen. I'm sure Dale will attest to that. Listening is the biggest skill set you can have in this industry.
And what if I can add to that, Simon, is
Please.
If, the ideal client avatar, I would add a little bit to that, in that try and find your wealth makers. Like if you have 5 wealth makers, people that continuously refer business to you, you won't have to go out and find individual clients all the time. For instance, I have a very dear, who is now a friend, a dermatologist. He's a professor at UCLA, but he had a practice in Tustin. And every year I would get 1 or 2 referrals from him. I have some friends who are very big in the Mormon church. I've sold 25 homes for referrals from that family. They, I consider, my wealth makers. So try and meet people like that not only going to do one deal with you, but that are going to refer lots of transactions to you.
Absolutely. Can I ask you, Dale?
Sure.
What do you offer them as a way of saying thanks? Maybe
Well,
you can give some advice to these guys.
You know what? The dermatologist, he got mad that I even suggested giving him something. He said the greatest compliment is that these people come back to me and say, thank you for referring Dale.
That's fantastic.
So I've never, the really big ones, they refuse to take anything.
Excellent.
But many times what I would do is I would donate $2,000 to their school or something like that, or whatever the number was for their kids. They won't take it themselves, but they don't mind when it's for their children, and they're actually very touched by it.
I mean, I would be. I know I've got kids as well. If you did that to me, I'd be absolutely overwhelmed by the generosity. That's a great gift. But the point I was trying to make, you don't have to give, big, luscious gifts. You've got to give something that comes from the heart or comes from you. They know it's personal. It's not just a generic, oh, we've got a card that's already written up and it's pre-printed and you just post it out with no thought going into it. They can see right through that. So make it genuine. I was a referral agent in Sydney, Australia. I didn't prospect. I would just get calls every day because I looked after my clients continuously. Exactly. Yeah. And it's a when it happens, guys, it's phenomenal how well your life will turn around and just everything works for you. But it takes time. Be the true market expert. I love this term because everyone's a market expert, right? But the way to prove you're a market expert is by actually having that knowledge and sharing that knowledge, not just saying it. Every agent says they're the number one in their office. Why? How? No one can prove it. But if you can show the knowledge, it gives you the confidence, you will absolutely convert that into deals. I promise you that. You must have 3 to 5 different lead generation sources. Now that's absolutely true as well. I don't know about you, Dale, but I know I pay for some leads. I door knock, a cold call. I've got my COI. I've got many different ways that I target people. I've got mailers and newsletters, social media. Now, if one of them fell away, would I still get business? Probably, but that's going to be one crack. You don't want to have any cracks. You want to cover all avenues and you need to be consistent. Consistency is key. And it's better to be popular than good, right? I don't know about you guys. Did you guys post much on your Instagrams or your Facebook or YouTube now that we know that Fei Lee is a multimillionaire from doing it that way? I sometimes don't have anything to say, which might be hard to believe, but every morning on my way into the office, big drive from West Park to Woodbridge, I make a quick video on Instagram and I share people what I'm doing for the day. Now, I didn't even think I was getting any viewers on it, but last week I actually got 4 DMs saying, we love seeing your natural raw state and sharing with us what you're doing. It just reminded me that just because they're not hitting you or talking to you doesn't mean they're not watching. People are watching you. And if you can give them something that's natural, organic, you might be surprised that they will come reach out to you because they know you're genuine. It's not scripted. big difference being scripted and organic and real and genuine. So always try to be popular, be funny, be happy. You know, if you got problems going on that day, don't post, because it's gonna show on your video. You're gonna see in your body language. So have fun with it. You know, you guys want to come to my office, it looks like a radio station. There's lights, there's mics, there's everything going on in here. But you know, that's how I get this filter that Dale talks about. But I always have to put on the smiling face when I'm in front of the camera, because someone's going to not understand what's going on in my life if they don't know. So you always be happy, be friendly. You know, every time you see the Gibster walk into your office, he's always got a smile on his dial and he's always cracking a joke. Now, he might be having a bad day, but you would never know because of the perception he leads people, and that makes him popular in my mind. So again, next slide, Sky, please. Wow, what are qualities a seller looks for in an agent to sell their property? I think we just went over that. Anything you want to add to that, Dale?
No. You know what I was just thinking as I'm talking to you, maybe you and I should have a class, do a class together where the agents could come in. I think we're feeling comfortable enough about some of these things, how we handle different objections, how we get different sources of getting leads. And I think it would be very educational for the agents to see the interaction in person.
I agree.
Yeah.
Would you guys like that? I saw Natalie say yes.
I guess I didn't hear anything, so I guess it's a no.
Yeah. We might have to lean on Sky for some tech advice for that, though.
And we can overcome objections, because people are going to say, okay, you know, so-and-so is a really big agent, you're new, and we can teach them the responses to that, or vice versa. Whatever questions you guys get from potential clients, we can respond to them. You know, you can have Simon's version and you can have my version, and then you can kind of come up with your own from that. So I think that would be a good class for everyone.
I agree. Let's do that, Dale. I would love to. I'd love to share the knowledge. I mean, you're an amazing wealth of knowledge to get advice out of. So I would absolutely take advantage of that, guys.
And then you bring a different perspective. So I think it would be very valuable for the agent. So let's try and set that up.
Yeah, I'd like, and if we can, if you guys are open to it, I'd love to do it in person here at the office.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Again, if you guys aren't comfortable with it, let us know and we'll set up a Zoom as well. But let's try and aim to have it in person, and let's get together and get some camaraderie going, and, you know, build up our momentum and become more of a team again. Not that you guys aren't wanting to, it's just obviously with COVID, we haven't been able to. Let's go next slide, Sky. What do sellers want to do? They want to sell their home for the most money, in the quickest amount of time with the least amount of hassles. And absolutely, in this market, it's happening. So how do you set yourself apart? Well, you've got to show them that you have knowledge, you have buyers, you have an effective plan and or a strategy. You know, everyone talks about, I can get your home sold in 30 days or less. How? So the question is, do you have a plan? Are you sharing that plan with your potential sellers? Because I know if I'm in a listing presentation, I'm going to list it 9 times out of 10 because I have a plan and I show them a calendar of outlining what I'm going to be doing every day. And, you know, I'll take a 6% listing every day of the week when I show them value. Now, obviously, when the price is a bit higher, it drops down sometimes to 5. But at the end of the day, you'd be surprised, I should say. You'd be surprised how many sellers are happy to pay a high commission or a full price commission for value and results. How many times have you heard from an expired, although there's not too many in this marketplace, oh, the last agent was only charging me 3% or 4%. Well, with all due respect, did they sell your house? No, that's why. They didn't care because there was no money in it for them. They didn't care about it. We work, we charge this and we get this result. And when you can show them with confidence on how you're going to get them a result, you'll be outstandingly surprised how well it works. So absolutely, you want to be able to address their questions. And if you can, with showing them a platform or a system, you're in the driver's seat all the way. Next slide, please. 10-4, baby. So 10 new contacts a day. How are you going to get 10 new contacts? Is it door knocking? Is it calling? Is it lead gen? Is it reaching out to your COI or SOI? You want to get 10 SOI contacts a day. Now, if you're a new agent, you might not have an SOI. I know when I moved here, I had no one. I had a huge database in Australia, but I had no one here. I literally had to meet people. How did I meet people? I joined several networking groups that would have dinner functions once a week. So, and I was living in San Diego, but there's a chapter up here in Orange County, and I would meet people. Get out of your comfort zone. There's a gentleman in my team, Justin. He's down in San Diego. He got a listing this morning. He made him surfing. He went out surfing. He got a coffee with the guy after. I think he took his wave, and the guy was annoyed with him, so he tried to fight him. Bought him a coffee. Turned out the guy wants to sell his house, and he's like, "Yep, I'll help you." And he got a listing from surfing. So there's no wrong answer as to how you're going to meet people, but you're not going to meet anyone unless you get out of your house and actually physically go out there and put yourself out there. You've got to get out there. A face not seen is a face not known. But definitely write card. If you need cards, I know Annie has a bunch of cards that she's got in her office there, right, Annie? So go down, see Annie. She's got some Keller Williams Irvine cards. I subscribe to a card company that will hand write it for me. I just tell them what to write. My writing is shocking, so I get them to write it for me, and it makes a great. It's just a phenomenal service to have up your sleeve, because giving someone a handwritten card is a lost art, in my opinion, and it does have that great effect that we're seeing in this market. Now, previewing properties, huge. Now that Dale said we can open houses, that means most people are going to start, I would imagine, opening more homes. Gives you more of an opportunity to get more market knowledge, which will give you confidence. So get out there, go look at properties. If you can't get into them, stop outside, take a photo with your phone. So when you get back to your office, you've got 10 photos. I want you, write a little script about what those properties are and track them. So if you do get an opportunity to present to a seller or a buyer in that location, you've got all the information right there in front of you, and you're going to look like nothing but a rock star. You have market knowledge. So the 10-4 guys, that's the big point here. You want to be executing these. If you don't have the SOI, make it 20 new contacts. Turn them into your SOI. It takes time, but you got to start somewhere. So let's start at ground zero and let's build it up.
That's where they started.
Next one, slide please, Sky. How do you set yourself up from, I feel like I'm answering these questions in advance. I'm preempting the slides, but how do you set yourself apart? It's knowledge, it's conviction. It's having that confidence in yourself. And that only comes from, like I said, knowledge. I'm sure, Dale, when you first started, did you have anywhere near the knowledge you have right now about what's going on in Woodbridge, who the people are and what the prices are?
Full price. No, Simon, I was like you. I came in not knowing anybody. But I wasn't as good looking and outgoing as you. I was actually very shy, which people never believe. So I was up at 6 o'clock Saturday mornings putting flyers outside people's doors. I knew no one. In fact, I got lost getting to Irvine for my interview with Coldwell Banker because I lived in Newport. I was half an hour late because I got lost. So I knew no one in Irvine. And not being as outgoing, I came from an engineering background. All I could do was farming. I would post flyers on people's doors and would hope that they wouldn't come to the door because I'd have to say hello. So for me, I did it in reverse. Once I got a listing, I would send out, "You are cordially invited to my open house," which I still do to this day. Then once they came to my house, then I felt I was in a comfortable area where I could be more outgoing.
And that I'm sure that came with confidence. And after you got a few runs under your belt,
time, it became easier and easier. And now I'm like you. I love open houses. I still, to this day, get a lot of business from open houses. And when you're brand new and you don't know anybody, it's the only way to pick up clients. And even back then, I would get listings because some of those people that buy those houses, they have a house to sell as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, a little story for you guys. When I first moved to this country and I joined a firm out of Aliso, I asked the agents in the office, "Has anyone got any open houses that I could show for you this weekend?" And no one said anything except one guy. And he's like, "Yeah, I got one. It's been sitting on the market for ever and a day. It's not going anywhere." And I said, "Great, I'm going to do it." So I went and made flyers. I went to the print shop, got them printed, was all ready, put my signs out. And this little 10-year-old girl walked into the house and I thought I was being punked. And she said she had a clipboard and she's asking me questions. And I said, are you being serious with me right now? What's going on here? She's like, no, my dad and mum send me out looking at homes. And when I tick all the boxes, I ring them and they turn up and they look at the house. So I don't waste their time. That little girl, her name was London, I won't forget, rang her parents. She's like, yep, it ticks all the boxes, mum and dad. Can you come around? They came around. Now, I was in the suburb of Laguna Niguel in a community called Marina Hills. I didn't even know what Marina Hills was or what it meant or anything. I didn't even know I was in it. But the family who came through said, oh, we have a house around the corner in Marina Hills. I literally grabbed my phone and pretended I was getting a call. I said, I'm really sorry. I've got to take this call. I've been waiting for it all day. Give me 2 seconds. I walked into the other room and I Googled quickly Marina Hills. I walked back out. What a phenomenal location Marina Hills is, not knowing that I was actually in Marina Hills at the time. I didn't know, but I couldn't let them see that I didn't know what I was talking about. So I went and Googled it quickly, walked back, apologized about the call. And then they said, well, we need to sell our house to buy this. My first week, I listed their home for $1 million and I sold them the other house for 1.2. And that all just came from an open house and talking to people. And that's also how I met Lawrence Tellys. He came through and told me what escrow meant, because I had no idea what escrow even meant. He was working for escrow at the time. Since then, he gave me service and help and advice. And that's the reason why I'm saying that is because he offered me assistance when a lot of people in the industry don't offer you assistance and advice and help. And that's one of the reasons why I like working with guys like Lawrence and Jeff and Benny and who else we got on here? I can't see all the names yet. Tina's there as well. There's some great resources we have in this office that'll give you confidence in yourself. So guys, it's a great way to meet people is open houses. If you're not like you, Dale, you might not believe this, but I am exceptionally shy. I did a class on how to not be shy. And that's why I auction houses, because that took me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to talk to people. And the reason why I'm scared is I don't have the knowledge. Once I got the knowledge, I had confidence because I knew the answers. So guys, it's all about this learning. Next slide, please. I have no idea what that means. This is one of Brett's
weird,
Brett's
drawings.
Faylees?
I don't know what, I don't know what Brett did here.
This is from Faylee's presentation, isn't it?
It might have been. I did have another slide to go over with you guys, but I think we've gone over time today anyway. So I'll present that in the next one. It's how to show it. It's how to do an effective open house. So let's do this week, and then next week, if you guys like, I will do a presentation on how to hold a successful open house and get you the most value for your money and your time. It doesn't have to cost you anything. It's just about you putting it together, and you will get absolutely amazing results. I assure you of that. Is there anything anyone else wants to add? Because I feel like I've just been talking nonstop.
Is there any new listings that weren't noted?
Anyone got any new listings that I didn't mention already?
Or maybe the vendors would like to say a few words, Simon.
Absolutely. You guys want to?
Tina, do you want to say anything? Where the rates are?
You're muted.
Unmute yourself. There you go.
When rates are, as you all probably know, they've been very volatile. They've been going up, and but even with going up, the rates are still in the low threes, or so. The rates are really still very good. As you can see, people are taking advantage and buying and refining still, and it makes sense to do it while. We don't know where the rates are going to be, to be honest. It might go even higher, but because of the inflation. One thing that I want to tell you, we have amazing portfolio programs and jumbo programs that you may want to consider for your clients. I'm doing a foreign national right now with as low as 30% down. Which I think it might be valuable to a lot of people in Irvine area. I don't know if anybody else wants.
We need to talk, Tina. I'm a foreign national, so we need to talk.
Yes.
So it frustrates me that I can't buy.
I don't know if my partner Benny wants to add anything. I've been Yes.
I had a question for you. I know that the lenders are all backed up, as I keep hearing. Can you still close them in 14 to 21 days, or are you backed up as well?
Yes, in fact, I have 2 purchases that are closing this week that they are 14-day close. And we've shortened all the contingencies. Some have waived their appraisal contingency, but we have like 12-day loan contingency and closing them in 2 weeks or 3. Some, as long as they're agency loans, we can close them in 3 weeks.
What are you seeing with appraisals? Are the appraisals coming in on the money? If there are any appraisals being done?
Some, most of them are okay, but a lot of them are having issues. But the buyers are waiving their appraisal, so they don't care. They just want the house.
Yeah, good to know. Excellent to
Yeah.
know, because I know it's a big concern for a lot of buyers is if they haven't got 20% down, they're already stretching themselves to get in on that property. And if the appraisal doesn't come in, that could really mess up their whole financing. So
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
And that is really helping in negotiation for the agents, just shortening the terms.
Okay. Are you getting them pre-underwritten before they're writing these offers, or are you just getting
Some of them
pre-approval?
we are, but some of them we're just, our company, the way it's structured, we are very much, we cater to purchase market. So we can just move the files fast. But if you want to go in with no contingency, as Benny mentioned a couple of weeks ago, we can pre-underwrite your file and just go with no contingency at all.
Wow. That is
So that
huge
might help
news.
you in winning the offers.
Absolutely. Benny, you got something for us?
She is so good. I have nothing to say on top of that. No, yeah, it's been challenging. You know, the appraisal has been a big issue as of late. I have to say though, we're more busy now with purchases that we've seen, and I don't know if inventory is popping up. The appraisals have not been as big of an issue as we saw 3+ months ago. I feel appraisers are finally starting to realize that this is our market and there's a demand. And so I am having a lot of luck with these appraisals. Every once in a while, we'll have an appraisal waiver, which means we don't need one. But really, the only way to position your buyer these days is moving really, really quick. So having your buyers get, you know, a full detailed analysis through underwriting before you start looking is really the only way that you're going to have a chance these days. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Excellent. Excellent. So you guys don't see the rates going. How much do you, crystal ball it. I read a report saying they're thinking that it's going to go up at least 1 basis point by the mid-year.
Yeah, you know, we have people in our secondary markets that follow these and anticipating what rates are going to do. You know, last year at this time, rates were in the mid to high 3s. So we're still lower than that, even with the recent increase that we've seen to rates. Every day it changes. First, they're saying that we're going to be in the high 3s by the end of the year. Now it's just reading something this morning that they feel that the inflationary talk is not going to be as intense as what they're building it up to be. That as the year progresses, we might see them tick down a little bit, believe it or not. So whatever it is, as Tina mentioned, a lot of uncertainty when it comes to rates. But the conversation with your buyer is not really forecasting and hoping that rates are going to drop. It's if the payment works and the budget works for you, now is the time to capitalize on these.
Agree with you. Absolutely agree. If it makes sense to get in at a good rate, you're not paying too much. You're making your deal with what the property you want. Absolutely.
That's right.
Thank you for sharing that, guys.
Thank you.
Anything else? Jeff, Lawrence, whoever's on the call here, I can't see everybody, but you guys want to shout out anything?
Yeah, I got a couple things to say. I sit on a lot of different meetings with different offices, and one thing that a lot of offices are doing now, and I'm sure you guys are doing it too, but you guys that have listings coming soon on that, I would really recommend you guys pitch it within your own office. A lot of these offices are doing it within their own office and they want to sell it within the office. And so take advantage of all your colleagues in there that have buyers out there and pitch it to them first. Don't give the outside people first chance and first dibs at your coming soon. You can sell it before it even hits the market on that. So I take advantage of that. And then the second thing is I highly recommend when you do have a coming soon or listing coming on the market, contact myself or Lawrence and let's get that prelim opened up, because you never know what the circumstances are going to be on how fast you're going to close that thing. We can get the prelim opened up. We can identify if there aren't any red flags and we can take care of those things. We're here to get over the hurdles, not put hurdles up. and, you know, get you clear to close on time. And so that's what we're all about here, because all of us, as you know, we all work pro bono until the deal's closed. We don't get paid until the deal's closed. So we're part of your team to get that deal closed and to make that happen.
Hey guys, this is Ben Borhani. Now that Jeff brought it up, we actually opened a prelim with him 2 days ago on a listing we just took in University.
I lost you there, Benny.
Ben, did you pay your phone
Hey,
bill?
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking out.
No,
He didn't pay his phone bill.
right? That's a good question. Can you guys hear me? Is it better now?
Now we can.
Yeah,
Now
The
we can.
Wi-Fi should have disconnected now. Okay, because I disconnected the Wi-Fi. So speaking of Jeff, or Jeff just reminded, we opened a prelim with Jeff, and I'm pitching it to all of you guys. It's a University Park listing, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's roughly 1,700 square feet. It's in what we call Village 1, and it's in decent shape. It probably needs a little bit of TLC, but the kitchen's remodeled, and it probably just needs a little bit of paint and patchwork and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a great listing. We're going to list it somewhere in the probably mid-8s. So if anybody's interested in something like that, just shoot me a text, give me a call. My email is the easiest email ever. It's Ben@KW, spelled with an H before the N. That's it.
Now that he
That sounds like
pulled
a
that
very
up,
well priced.
I have one as well, Simon.
Go for it.
All right, we actually had this coming soon in the MLS. It was supposed to come live on April 1. I got a full price offer over the weekend, so I put it under contract. And then the guy changed his mind, and I learned that once you put it under contract to active, you cannot put it back to coming soon. So now it's active, but it cannot be shown till April 1. It's the only 4-bedroom in Woodbridge currently available. It's 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. It's 2,160 square feet, and it is a steal at $1,099,000. The address is 125 West Yale Loop. I have 3 people trying to get in, including a couple of our agents. And my agreement with my tenant is that it would start on April 1. So nobody is going to get in till April 1. It's the only 4-bedroom in Woodbridge, a lot of square footage for the money, 125 West Yale Loop. And the seller, he is the nicest guy you could ever meet. It's me.
Yeah, I've met him before.
Hey, Dale. Hey, Dale, April 1 is April Fool's Day. Just tell those tenants I was fooling you.
And it's my grandson's birthday too. He's going to be
There
3.
you go.
Oh.
Nice. Congratulations.
And
That's a good
it's
that
Nina
should sell
and
in a
my
heartbeat.
12th year anniversary as well. Nina has been with me for 12 years.
Long years.
The day before her birthday.
That's right.
He deserves a raise.
You're going to be showering her in gifts all week.
That's the kind of guy I am.
We love Nina. Cool, guys. Is there anything else anyone wants to share?
Yeah, I got one more here, Simon.
Go for it, Cyrus.
So I'm here with Simon Steen with the Polito Group. We have a client who has a property they've been renting out for the last 12 years in Mission Viejo. It's near the Mission Viejo Country Club. It's over 5,000 square feet. It's been extensively remodeled. Roof was replaced recently. They have long-term tenants in the property, as I said. If you have any clients looking to buy a good rental property, single-family home here in the surrounding area, Mission Viejo, feel free to reach out to Simon or I.
Cyrus, how big is the lot?
It is, sorry, I just had it in front of me.
I have a very picky daughter that wants to be in Mission Viejo.
It's about
It's a good
third of
house
an
now.
acre.
This guy's spent a lot of money on upgrading this home and expanding the square footage.
Yeah, they extended it 1,000 square feet from when they originally got it, but it's a third of an acre lot.
How much is it?
They're it's looking like it's gonna be worth around 1.5.
Okay, all right.
Big home.
Thank you.
Big home. You could be your daughter's favorite dad if you buy it.
Yeah, that might be a little out of my price range.
Come on. These are the best rates you've seen in 15 years.
You're right.
Don't lose
You're
them, Dale.
absolutely right.
All right, cool, guys. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. Lawrence,
I
you
got one
something
for
to
you
say
guys.
there?
Yeah, I got a tip for you guys. So there is, obviously you were talking about, Simon, all the different meetup groups and whatnot and doing things that way. And it's a little bit more challenging right now. One of the things that I've done throughout the pandemic is I'm more so focused on the real estate side of it. So I go to meetup.com and I look up different real estate investment groups and whatnot that are still active, and they're doing different Zoom meetings. So you can hop on those and still network with these real estate investors that way. But also there's everything from, like you were talking about, Justin, being involved in surfing or whatever it might be. If you're into outdoors, if you're yoga, art, whatever it might be, there's these different meetup groups, and you can be that, that key realtor in these groups as well, that you can help connect people with that are like-minded like you and have the same interests.
Absolutely. Well said, man. And Lawrence and I catch up as not as frequently as we'd like because our schedules sometimes conflict, but it's constantly about getting together. Get together. It doesn't have to be business. It's a friendship you're building up that's going to give you a referral, like Dale says, because they're the people that are going to be loyal to you because they know you do your job well, and they can refer you with confidence, knowing that you're not going to let them down. So, I when I refer someone, it's because I know I have absolute confidence in that person I'm going to be speaking about giving them to someone else. So, yeah, I thought meetups.com was a dating site, Lawrence.
That's what my wife said. She goes, "Why are you on meetup.com?" I go, no, it's for business.
Getting awkward. Just for research purposes.
I just looked it up and it's like Tinder and all like naughty dating.
Yeah. We don't believe you anymore, Lawrence.
Cool, guys. Hey, thank you again. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties that I personally had. It wasn't anyone else. I'll take the rap for it. But again, thank you for having me on here to present to you guys. It was a privilege, and I hope you guys have a great week. If you need anything from me, you know where to find me. I'm upstairs. You can just listen for the crazy Australian guy screaming out and swearing. That's me. So yeah, that's where I am.
Thank you, Simon. Great meeting.
Thank you, Dale. Appreciate it, guys. Take care.
Bye. What do you think? I thought it's great. Funny. People like that.